We swallowed the chaos because we knew we didn't want to be ordinary. If I cannot do great things, I can do small things in a great way. I have given my word that only death will take me from you. Behind every beautiful thing, there's some kind of pain. Man doesn't know what he is capable of until he is asked. Do not swallow bait offered by the enemy. Do not interfere with an army that is returning home. Never stop acquiring the common sense. It is as good as the knowledge. Study the past if you want to define the future. Life is a comedy to those who think, a tragedy to those who feel. To attain knowledge, add things every day. To attain wisdom, remove things every day. Do no harm and leave the world a better place than you found it. Always know the difference between what you're getting and what you deserve. Time cannot put anything in your hands until you let go of the time. It is the privilege of the gods to want nothing, and of godlike men to want little. Maybe some things aren't meant to be known. Maybe they're just meant to be accepted. The greatest victory is that which requires no battle. If everything seems under control, you're not going fast enough. Truth is what stands the test of experience. Other people's opinion of you does not have to become your reality. Bloom as if you want to make the whole world beautiful. Our fingerprints don't fade from the lives we've touched. I am the shore and the ocean, awaiting myself on both sides. It takes greater faith to dance in the dark than to rest in light. Don't set your goals by what other people deem important. It is more important to be of pure intention than of perfect action. To touch the soul of another human being is to walk on holy ground. If their forces are substantial, prepare for them. If their forces are strong, avoid them. People rarely succeed unless they have fun in what they are doing. Let your mind wander in the pure and simple. Be one with the infinite. Let all things take their course. Without deviation from the norm, progress is not possible. If you derive joy in destroying others, you won't go far in life. When pure sincerity forms within, it is outwardly realized in other people's hearts. In the midst of darkness, he alone sees the dawn. In the midst of the soundless, he alone hears harmony. The company you choose to keep says a lot about who you are. Life is too short when you think of the length of death. Make improvements, not excuses. Seek respect, not attention. Hats have power. Hats can change you into someone else. Your highest thoughts sometimes arise in your lowest moments. To subdue an enemy without fighting is the greatest of skills. You get what you focus on, so focus on what you want. If you are willing to go out on a limb, the tree of life holds endless possibilities. Concern for man and his fate must always form the chief interest of all technical endeavors. Never forget this in the midst of your diagrams and equations. Don't react, cut them off silently. One may know how to conquer without being able to do it. Imagination is the highest form of research. Everything in life is speaking in spite of its apparent silence. If you want your children to be intelligent, read them fairy tales. If you want them to be more intelligent, Read them more fairy tales. Your life is a reflection of your thoughts. Think well. My fear was not of death itself, but a death without meaning. Growth is in a series of mistakes. That's the only way you learn. Life happens, shit happens, and it happens a lot, to a lot of people. True knowledge exists in knowing that you know nothing. Common sense is the collection of prejudices acquired by age 18. The only thing that can grow is the thing you give energy to. Generally in war, the best policy is to take a state intact. To ruin it is inferior to this. To have a human form of a joyful thing, but in the universe of possible forms, there are others just as good. Your worth consists in what you are and not in what you have. Great understanding is broad and unhurried. Little understanding is cramped and busy. He who doesn't understand history is doomed to repeat it. You are in charge of your own happiness. You don't need to wait for other people's permission to be happy. Life is more or less a lie, but then again, that's exactly the way we want it to be. If a man could have half of his wishes, he would double his troubles. You will do foolish things, but do them with enthusiasm. It does not matter how long you live, but how well you do it. Small circle, private life, and peaceful mind. Sometimes you recognize truth because it destroys you for a bit. One defends when his strength is inadequate. He attacks when it is abundant. The only way out of the labyrinth of suffering is to forgive. Verily, knowledge is a lock, and its key is the question. Your story is remarkable, even if you don't know it yet. Life is 10% what you make it, and 90% how you take it. In the end, it will all work out okay. The end isn't final if we're not okay with it. Once friends as batchmates, but now different batches divide us. Kendati batasantara kebebasan, dan ketidak pedulian terkadang saru. A frog in a well cannot conceive of the ocean. The only real mistake is the one from which we learn nothing. Everything should be made as simple as possible, but not simpler. Success is a lousy teacher. It seduces smart people into thinking they can't lose. Life is an essay you yourself have to write, start to finish. Men of this world all rejoice in others being like themselves and object to others not being like themselves. By nature, men are nearly alike. By practice, they get to be wide apart. I drink cup of sunlight every morning to brighten myself. Peace proposals unaccompanied by a sworn covenant indicate a plot. If fate doesn't make you laugh, you just don't get the joke. The expert in anything was once a beginner. When we are most alone is when we embrace another's loneliness. It is an acceptance of being uncomfortable that drives change. How people treat you is their karma. How you react is yours. Mastering others is strength. Mastering yourself is true power. Reason may be employed to support faith as well as to destroy it. Have faith. Have faith. When you have nothing else, have faith. There's nowhere you can be that isn't where you're meant to be. Truth often sacrificed for the sake of stability and peace. If what one has to say is not better than silence, then one should keep silent. The more powerful the class, the more it claims not to exist. Look deep into nature, and then you will understand everything better. I only want to write, and there's no college for that, except life. In war, practice dissimulation, and you will succeed. Wanting to be someone else is a waste of the person you are. We're going to aspire to break through and create our own reality.